COVID-19. The COVID-19 pandemic has caused unprecedented disruptions and changes to the world as we know it. It has affected every aspect of our lives, from the way we work and socialize to the global economy. The pandemic has also created hype, with people talking about COVID-19 and its effects more than any other event in the 21st century. In this video, we will explore the hype surrounding COVID-19 and its impact on our lives. The beginning of the pandemic. The beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic was marked by confusion and uncertainty as the virus spread rapidly around the world. In December 2019, the first cases of a mysterious illness were reported in Wuhan, China. At the time, little was known about the virus, and it was unclear how easily it could spread from person to person. As the virus continued to spread, public health experts and governments around the world raced to understand its transmission patterns, severity, and impact. Initially, many countries were slow to respond to the outbreak, with many officials downplaying the severity of the situation. However, as more cases began to appear outside of China, and the World Health Organization declared it a global pandemic on March 11, 2020, the world shifted its attention to the crisis at hand. Governments around the world implemented measures to slow the spread of the virus, such as lockdowns, travel restrictions, and mask mandates. At the same time, researchers around the world worked tirelessly to develop a vaccine and treatments for COVID-19. In less than a year, several effective vaccines were developed and approved for emergency use, giving hope to the world that the pandemic could eventually be brought under control. Despite the rapid progress in vaccine development and the global response to the pandemic, the virus continued to spread and cause significant loss of life and disruption to daily life. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a profound impact on every aspect of society, from healthcare systems to the global economy, and has brought into sharp focus the need for preparedness and cooperation in the face of future global health emergencies. The hype surrounding COVID-19. The media coverage of the pandemic was extensive and often sensationalized, leading to widespread panic and fear among the general public. People were constantly bombarded with images and videos of people in masks, hospitals overflowing with patients, and news of rising death tolls. As a result, people became obsessed with the pandemic and everything related to it, from wearing masks to panic buying essential goods. The hype surrounding COVID-19 also had a significant impact on the stock market, with some companies, particularly those in the pharmaceutical and medical industries, seeing a sudden surge in their stock prices. The impact of COVID-19 on society. The impact of COVID-19 on society has been far-reaching and complex. The pandemic has had a profound effect on every aspect of our lives, from the way we live and work to the way we interact with others. The health and economic impacts have been felt acutely by many, with millions of people losing their jobs, struggling to make ends meet, and struggling with mental health issues as a result of the stress and uncertainty of the pandemic. The impact on education has been huge, with students and teachers adapting to remote learning and facing the challenges of digital inequality and isolation. The pandemic has also highlighted the ongoing inequalities and disparities in society, with marginalized communities and essential workers being disproportionately affected by the pandemic. The pandemic has brought into sharp focus the need for more robust healthcare systems, greater preparedness and planning for public health crises, and a more equitable distribution of resources. It has also emphasized the importance of science, research, and public health initiatives in addressing the pandemic and finding a way out of the crisis. In addition to these more obvious impacts, the pandemic has also led to significant changes in the way we use technology and engage with digital media. With many people forced to work from home, online shopping and delivery services have become increasingly important, and social media usage has skyrocketed as people look for ways to connect with others and stay informed about the latest developments. As we look to the future, it remains unclear what long-term effects the pandemic will have on society. The rapid pace of innovation and technology development that has arisen in response to the pandemic has the potential to create new opportunities for people, businesses, and communities. But it also carries with it the potential for further inequalities and challenges, particularly for those who are already marginalized or disadvantaged. It is clear that in order to ensure a positive future, we will need to continue to address these challenges and work to create a more equitable and resilient society for all. The hype around vaccines. As the pandemic spread globally, one of the biggest sources of hope and optimism was the development of vaccines. People all over the world were waiting for a vaccine that would protect them from the virus and end the pandemic. With the announcement of multiple vaccines, people were filled with hope that their lives could return to normal soon. However, the hype around vaccines soon turned into a double-edged sword. On one hand, people were eager to get vaccinated and protect themselves and their loved ones. On the other hand, the vaccine became a source of controversy and misinformation. Many anti-vaccination movements emerged, spreading false information about the safety and efficacy of vaccines. This led to people becoming hesitant about getting vaccinated, and in some cases, refusing to do so altogether. Some even went as far as to say that the pandemic was a hoax and that the vaccine was part of a larger conspiracy. The media also played a role in fueling the hype around vaccines. Sensational headlines about the benefits of vaccines and the dangers of not getting vaccinated dominated the news. This created a sense of urgency and pressure among the general population to get vaccinated as soon as possible. In addition, the distribution of vaccines was not equal across all countries, leading to disparities in access and protection. Wealthy countries were able to secure larger quantities of vaccines, while poorer countries were left with limited supplies. This created a sense of inequality and injustice, with some people having access to life-saving vaccines while others did not. The impact on mental health. The impact of the pandemic on mental health has been significant and widespread. The fear of getting sick, the loss of loved ones, and the uncertainty of the future have all contributed to increased levels of anxiety, depression, and stress. The isolation and lack of physical contact with friends and family have also taken a toll on people's mental health, leading to feelings of loneliness and disconnection. The pandemic has also highlighted existing inequalities in mental health care, with marginalized communities and those facing financial difficulties being disproportionately affected. The sudden shift to remote work and online education has also created new challenges, such as balancing work and family responsibilities, as well as maintaining a healthy work-life balance. Overall, the pandemic has had a profound impact on mental health, and it's crucial that society continues to address this issue and provide support to those in need. The future of COVID-19. As we look ahead to the future, there are many questions surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic has changed the world in countless ways, and it will continue to shape our lives in the years to come. Some experts predict that the pandemic will become a seasonal event, like the flu, with periodic outbreaks occurring every few years. Others believe that COVID-19 will become a permanent fixture in our lives, much like the common cold. There are many factors that will impact the future of COVID-19. The development of effective treatments and vaccines will play a critical role in determining the course of the pandemic. The speed and success of these efforts will depend on many factors, including funding, research, and regulatory approval. The availability of effective treatments and vaccines will likely have a major impact on the severity and duration of future outbreaks. Another important factor in the future of COVID-19 is the development of new, more contagious variants of the virus. As the virus continues to evolve and spread, it will likely create new challenges for public health officials and healthcare workers. These new variants may be more resistant to existing treatments and vaccines, making it more difficult to control the spread of the virus. In addition to these factors, the global response to the pandemic will play a critical role in shaping the future of COVID-19. Governments, public health organizations, and communities will need to continue to work together to track the spread of the virus, develop new treatments and vaccines, and implement effective public health measures. It is clear that the COVID-19 pandemic will continue to shape our world in many ways, and that the future of the virus is uncertain. Nevertheless, there is reason for hope. As we continue to work together, we will learn more about the virus and develop more effective ways to fight it. With time and persistence, we will eventually overcome this global challenge and return to a more normal, healthy world. Conclusion: COVID-19 has had a profound impact on the world and will likely continue to shape our lives for years to come. Whether it's the way we interact with each other, the way we work, or the way we think about public health, COVID-19 has changed the world in ways that we couldn't have imagined just a few short years ago. While the pandemic has caused enormous challenges and difficulties, it's also given us a chance to reflect on what truly matters and to come together as a global community in a way that we never have before. Whether you're a healthcare worker, a researcher, or just a concerned citizen, it's up to each and every one of us to do our part to help curb the spread of COVID-19 and to support those who have been most affected by the pandemic. So let's continue to work together, stay informed, and keep doing our part to help protect each other and our communities. The world will never be the same after COVID-19, but by coming together and doing what we can ensure that the future is a brighter and more equitable one for all. Thanks for watching.